you, man? Happy Tuesday. How's the day going? Yes, sir. Already into the new week. It's been a pretty good day over here so far. Just done some cleaning up in the kitchen, did some laundry, chilled out, enjoyed a little bit of the sunshine, and now we're here. Cooking some dinner for Sammy and I tonight. Going with a Middle Eastern type of theme tonight. Been on kind of a Middle Eastern food kick lately. And I'm cooking a few recipes as well from a popular Middle Eastern chef. I believe his restaurant's in Philadelphia. If Alvin pops in at any time though today, he can definitely confirm this for us because he's eaten at this restaurant. It's called Zahav. Zahav. And the chef's name is Michael Solomonov. So I found a couple of his recipes online. One of them is for the crispy Persian rice, and then the other one we're gonna make is the hummus tahina. You're rather tired, Rook. But the good news is the weather looks good to finally break out the barbecuing for your birthday. Yes, dude. When's your birthday? Are you a March baby as well? On the 22nd. No way. That's my brother's birthday. My brother and my cousin are born on that day, 1 year apart. And Rook's born on that day. What? That's amazing, dude. Cannot wait. What do you think you're gonna grill up? What are you gonna grill up, Rook? Maybe a masterpiece of a pulled pork again? There's just so many options. Okay, so the rice today that we're gonna make, I've never made this before. So it's a new thing for me, but I've really been wanting to make it lately. So I thought, hey, why not? Let's make it. So if you want to use the recipe command, that recipe is there as well as the hummus. But I think the first thing we're gonna get going today is we're just gonna get a little marination on our chicken. We first have to spatchcock it, so we're gonna take the backbone out of the chicken and then put like a nice za'atar marinade, which is a bunch of Middle Eastern spices. It's a spice mixture that's called za'atar, and we'll go over that in just a little bit. And then hopefully that chicken can marinate for at least an hour. And then we're gonna put it into the rotisserie. So rotisserie cam today. And then we're gonna use the basket to cook the chicken in. And I think it's gonna take a little less time compared to if we cook the chicken whole instead of flattened it out. Rook, you're gonna probably make burgers, sausage, boudin, and a big cut of something. That's a feast. Nice, Sammy. Look at these gold knives in chat. I'm feeling it, guys. We love gold. Okay, one note first, though, on this rice is that we had to soak it in water for an hour or up to overnight. So I did that an hour ago. And I'm doing half the recipe only because we don't need to feed 6 or 8 people today. It's just Sammy and I. And I know we'll still have leftovers from this. So I did 1 cup of rice in 2 cups of water. And this is already how much it's grown. So it's already absorbed some of that water. Very interesting. Because I know there's another way to do this recipe where you don't soak the rice, but you just rinse the rice really well to get all the starch off. So we'll see. What works? Hey, Nike. Yeah, gold leaf brisket. Since that's trending right now, right? Just put gold leaf on everything, Rook. That's how you get your status in life. Nike, it's okay, man. We didn't actually stream for that long. We did a little IRL stream. We were gonna use up the rest of our data for the month. And we just went into Victoria, had some fish and chips, went and checked out a donut shop, which was actually really good. Both lunch and the donuts was really good, but the stream quality was not good. So we didn't stream for that long because it kept cutting out and was super annoying. But if you want, you can go look back on the VOD because it's only about half an hour long, I think. Carrot Potato, you made it. How are you? Yeah, we'll have to settle for tinfoil. Tin, gold, same thing, right? Okay, let's get this chicken out and start working on it. So a little bit of butchery to start the stream today. And I do still have to find the little tripod for the rotisserie camera. But it is hooked up. So maybe just give me 30 seconds. Unless Sammy can tell us where it is. Oh, I found it. The Sammy had it. Da-da-da-da. We're good, fam. We're good. Yeah, the Sammy has it. Let's see how this is. Rotis. Let's try it large view. Okay. Do this. Do this. And I think we're good. I think that's like as far as we're gonna get. Oh no. What's happening here? Lock it in. Bam. Okay, we're good. Pooping and watching. Wow. That's great to hear, Sam. Great to hear. Okay, we're good. You can't wait for the chef's education. Thursday, you got to go there for guidance stuff. On April 3rd, you get the Welcomes Day where you get info, eat dinner, and give a definite yes. What a cool program. We never really had any of that stuff in my program. Just like, do you want to do this? Yes, no. If yes, please pay your tuition. Okay, chicken time. There was a sale at the grocery store this week that Sammy found. 2 fryer chickens for, these ones were 12 bucks. 2 for 12. We were usually paying like 20 bucks for one. Isn't that crazy? So we're stocked up on chicken for a bit. Get in here. Move this over, I think. Hi, Chinks. Maybe go the other way, actually. There we go. Let me in. So, anyone in here ever done a spatchcock chicken before? Or is this something new? You like, what is this word? Spatchcock. Don't get all dirty mind on us either. Things are good over here, Carrot Potato. Feeling refreshed. I had like 10 hours of sleep last night. It was great. Feeling really good. So this one will freeze. Freeze that little guy. We'll do something else with it on stream one day. I think this is the bigger one that we'll use. So your chicken prices there, Rook, are cheaper, but our beef and pork prices are... Your beef and pork prices are expensive, whereas ours are cheaper and our chicken's expensive. So weird. Yesterday and the day before you were awake for 40 hours with only 1 hour sleep in between. Why do you do that to yourself? That really affects your like whole body's ability to digest and stuff like that. Deal with stress. That's nuts. I could never do that. Let me tell you that. Okay, so best part about doing this is we literally only need a pair of kitchen shears. A ribeye steak there is probably 20 bucks a pound. Yeah, I think that's a little bit more expensive than what we pay. Okay, still some feathers in here, I see. I think that was it though. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna flip this over. Like I said, we're just taking out the backbone. And I don't think there's anything left in here. No, we're good. So always a good idea to check out the cavity before you start butchering. You don't want your little kidneys or hearts to fall out. Okay, so it is more expensive here for the beef prices. Oh no, that's terrible, Carrot Potato. Are you dealing with like anxiety and stuff right now? So backbone obviously runs all along here. So that's all we're going to do is cut along each side. So the backbone, I usually take out maybe an inch or so. And kind of our guidance is our little chicken tail at the end. And it's surprisingly easy to cut through the backbone. I maybe should have went over a little bit more. That's okay though. And then what this does is it gives us the ability, come on, to flatten out the chicken. And we're not really losing too much here taking this backbone out. There's not a ton of meat. But I do have a little beef stock going right now on the stove. Just to make Sammy like a soup for the week. So I'm just gonna pop this chicken backbone into there. Totally okay to mix your meats when you're making stock. So that's where this is going, and that way it won't get wasted. Wasted. I'm gonna nestle that in there. Okay, so now you can get rid of the shears. It was like the easiest thing to do, so that's why I don't see the point in buying these already done at the store when it's literally this easy. What's up, Jabronius? Maybe it is, yeah, more expensive, Rook, because you get it pre-cut. Probably. So now, I'm gonna flip this over, and we can actually break the breastbone a little bit if you want it to stay a little bit flatter. Sometimes it breaks, sometimes it doesn't, but either way, this is how this is going to look now. We really don't have to clean it up at all. We are going to leave the wings on. Sometimes it's better to just kind of tuck those tips underneath, but we can do that when we put it into the basket later to cook it. Yes, Paul, welcome in, man. I was hoping that you'd pop in for this. Like, isn't this the greatest way to do chicken? What's up, side flip? Usually slice the breastbone from the inside. Okay. I think backbone is honestly better though, because you kind of want that breast to stay fully intact on the bone, and then maybe it won't dry out as much. Okay, I'm just gonna grab a Ziploc bag to put this in. It's the best way to marinate, I find. I'm gonna wash my hands up quickly. Oh, when you flatten it out, you slice the breastbone from the inside. Okay, that makes sense then. That makes a sense. Okay, so I think we're gonna go with like a citrus, olive oil, and za'atar. Maybe we'll throw some crushed garlic into here as well. That's what we're going for flavor-wise. Let's see if I have some skills. Nope. I thought maybe I could slide the chicken in, but she ain't gonna fit. Let's do that. The chicken has now been baked. Wash my hand one more time. Don't want to spread that raw chicken everywhere around your kitchen. No cross-contamination today. Polish, how's your meatloaf? Are you enjoying that? Are you happy with how it turned out? Have that much za'atar left, guys. We're almost done. Some olive oil. And I think maybe some preserved lemon. How do we feel about that, guys? I think that would be really tasty in here. The salty preserved lemon. Feeling it. The goods. The homemade goods. You got only 4 pieces left of the meatloaf. That's awesome. Okay, so we're just gonna do, whoa, a little mix of this. Oh no, hot emo girls, seriously? I've heard that gallbladder problems are like literally the worst. They are no fun at all. So you do have to cut out like all the good stuff. That sucks. I'm sad for you. Is that something that you can like fix over time though? So let's start with just a little bit of olive oil. That's gonna help keep the chicken moist. Moist. You guys know we like that word here. Roll our lemon. Loosen up those juices in there. We're only going to use half of this lemon. Maybe we'll reserve the other half for something else later. What's up, Henry? How's it going? I think I'm going to cut this off too. It'll juice better. Hey, Luke. What's going on? Today we're cooking some Middle Eastern food from a pretty famous chef that has a restaurant called Zahav in Philadelphia. He makes some amazing recipes. So I am trying that stuff out today. And right now we're just prepping up our chicken with some marinade, and then it's gonna go in the rotisserie later. Do I have any grapes? No. So there's the menu for today. You're gonna make some jambalaya Polish. Chicken hearts and chorizo. Ah! I think even I would be able to eat that mix. And obviously chicken hearts aren't that expensive. Okay guys, so za'atar spice. What this is the main spice is called sumac. And that is the little red bits that you'll see in here. And it's like a little berry that you dry out. And it's got a really tart, sour flavor to it. And then the rest of the combination of stuff in here is sesame seed, thyme, marjoram, and Mexican oregano, which has a little bit of a stronger flavor than your traditional oregano. And I think we're gonna use a couple teaspoons worth of this. I think that'll be lots to cover the chicken. So we'll just set that up there. And then I'll take a little bit of a piece of the preserved lemon out of here. Get back on here. What the heck's going on with this? Get back on there. You're a vegan. Well, welcome in. We're not making any vegan food today, though. But we are cooking some really good veggies and rice, if you want to learn something about that. Okay, there's our lemon. Take out our seeds. I think that's the only one. Cover that back up. Whoa, why are we swearing in chat right now? You guys are idiots. No one's laughing at your jokes. I'm just gonna call you out. So either act like an adult, or you'll get banned like a child. You'll be sent to the corner to feel embarrassed about what you've done. So we're just gonna carry on with the chicken. Yeah, remember when I was making Moroccan food with super curly hair? Well, the curly hair is still here. Talking about wanting a tagine, I still want the tagine. Mainly just because they look so freaking cool. Another seed. So we're just fine chopping our preserved lemon. And this is actually something that's become a little bit more popular lately. And if you can luck out, you might luck out and find it in your grocery store, but I made these. Bye, Polish. Have a good workout, man. Thanks for popping in. Hope you are well. Yeah, sent to the corner without dinner, Scaramouche. How about that? Thanks for the follow, Luke. Okay, now we're gonna stir up our marinade. And you know what? We can probably add some salt to this since we're only gonna marinate for about an hour. And that way we'll get a good, nice, thorough season throughout all of the chicken rather than just having it on the outside. No, Scaramouche. How are you doing today, Scaramouche? So let's do about a teaspoon of salt in there. We can always add more later after it's cooked. But let's not overdo it. What is my relationship status? Just another everyday question on Twitch. Engaged. My ring is getting sized right now. Straight marinated. Okay, let's pour this into the bag. Smells good. I'm gonna try and scrape the rest of that out. Yeah, but you thought Sammy liked you. No! I don't know. I mean, I'm already sharing Sammy with Matt. I don't know if we can add another person to the Sammy sharing list. Sorry, Henry, I don't switch the music. I don't do song requests on stream. I like to stay focused and just have chill music. Welcome back, Rook. So kind of squeeze all the air out.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for the sub, Douglas Young. Welcome to the Onion Squad. Hope you enjoy your stay and learn how to massage chickens. Maybe a few other tips and tricks in the kitchen. So we want to get this nicely coated with all the marinade, which is looking good so far. Whoa. Rook, we have a little bit of interesting people in the chat right now. So I'll let you decide what you want to do. So there we go. Not like completely covered in marinade, sort of a lighter marinade. But we'll let it do its thing, and just gonna pop this in the fridge for an hour, and then we'll cook it up. Rook marination mixture, olive oil, half a lemon juice, a little bit of preserved lemon that I chopped up, and some za'atar spice and salt. Really, really simple. So we got some other flavors still to play around with today. So we're gonna keep things simple for now. We got some troublemakers. Today in chat? Is that what's going on? I can sort that out myself. You're breaking up with me. No. What makes rice Persian? It's the way that it's prepared. Thanks for sorting that so quickly. It has been sorted. So it's the way that it's prepared, Perception, and this is actually something new to me as well. And we're gonna learn how to prepare the Persian rice today. Rook, you were out walking Penn. How was the walk? And how was little Pendleton? Cutest. Okay, so let's check out the recipe for the rice. If you guys use the recipe command, that's where you find 2 recipes that we're using on stream today. First for the rice, the second one is for the hummus. Are they made with real Persians? Yeah. It's okay, Rook. You can decide whatever you feel. So far, so good, though. And we are using jasmine rice today. I was actually surprised that it wasn't basmati. So I'm using half of this recipe. And what we have to do, so step-wise, I already did the first step because I knew we were going to be a touch short on time if I didn't do this ahead of time. So I soaked 1 cup of rice with 2 cups of water an hour ago. And then we are going to boil this in a pot until it's still a little bit crunchy. So we're not gonna fully cook it. We're just gonna cook it about 3/4 of the way, which should take about 10 minutes or less, depending on how quickly you boil it. And then we're gonna drain the rice out, so we don't want any of the water on there. Cool it off a little bit. So the best way to do that is gonna be to put it onto a sheet pan and kind of fluff it up to cool it off a touch. Otherwise, if you just leave it in a pile, it's gonna keep cooking and it'll get mushy. And then we're gonna coat a pot or a pan with oil and heat it up. And we're gonna put the rice into there. And we're gonna slowly cook the rice with the oil for about half an hour. And then it's gonna get this amazing crispy bottom. You're gonna get a nice crispy, crunchy, golden brown bottom of the rice. And then it should hold together where we flip it out of the pot and you get this like nice little round mound of crispy rice. And then you can garnish it with like fruit and nuts. I thought that would be really good with the rotisserie chicken and the veggies. So I think we can actually start doing these steps now. So let's start boiling the rice. Just so that near the end, when things are getting a little bit crazy, we're gonna have to roast the vegetables as well at the same time. I feel like doing this little bit of prep now on the rice is gonna save us some time later. Jasmine is more like a sticky rice. Yeah, it's a Thai rice. Basmati rice is the skinnier one. That's correct, Scaramouche. Rotisserie chicken. Nike's just being honest. Okay, let's get a little pot out. Probably only need this size. So we're gonna drain this because this water is really starchy now from soaking the rice. So we're gonna drain this water, put the rice into the pot, and cover it. And we are going to put a little bit of salt in here too, so we're gonna season the rice as it cooks. Just bring all this over to the sink. Check out the stovetop, it's just back there. And we're gonna add a teaspoon of salt to it as well as it cooks. And I said this will take about 10 minutes once it starts boiling, but we'll have to check it pretty frequently just to make sure that we don't overcook it. So a couple other things that we do need for this recipe is some turmeric. So that's the spice that is really yellow. It'll give us some nice color. I think it's over here. So I'll get that out. Turmeric. And then we need some almonds as well. I think I have almonds. Let us see. I think kind of any kind of nut would be good with this anyways though. So I am going to use up some pumpkin seeds instead. So we're gonna go with a seed rather than the nut. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of those out and then put the rest of it back into the freezer is where I keep my seeds and nuts. And that keeps them really nice and fresh. Because seeds and nuts have a lot of fat in them, which makes it go bad quicker. That can go rancid. Hey Daydreamer, what's going on? What's my favorite store-bought rotisserie chicken? I don't know if I have a favorite. I've had quite a few in my days. But I think Costco is the best for the price. Elvin, you caught the stream. I'm so happy you caught it. We're making Zahav things today. Please filter the broth. Not yet. We still have a couple hours for that to cook before we strain it out. And let's see what kind of fruits we have for this. Dried fruit. Let's use some apricots. Some yummy apricots. Wait, what? Yeah, we're making the, I don't know how to say it, tahdig? Persian rice? Tahdig? Let's do that much. And then his hummus tahina. Yeah, we'll just rub the entire cutting board with turmeric. Sounds perfect. So I'm gonna cut up our dried fruits now so that it's done. I don't know how to say it, Elvin. Tahdig? Is it like that? I feel like it's not. So I'm gonna just cut these in half and then leave it pretty chunky still. Got a nice bite of sweetness from this. This is dried apricots, but they're organic and unsulfured. So there's nothing added to them to keep them that like vibrant orange, which is why they look so dark. I know when I bought them, I was like, what happened to these? But then I read more on the bag and I was like, okay, they're supposed to be this color. Actually really, really nice. Like they've got this deep kind of caramelized fruit flavor. Obviously the color is not that great looking though. You know what else I have that might look really amazing on top of this rice is some rose petals that I dried last year. Some wild rose petals. That's like a pretty big thing in Middle Eastern cuisine as well. You're gonna get all fancy today? Just take out the rose petals, no big deal. Do they taste the same? They actually don't. I feel like the sulfured ones are almost more sweet. Whereas, like I said, these are more like almost roasty and floral tasting. They kind of taste like halfway to a prune. Like they got that deep flavor. Okay, there's that. I'll just make that little pile in the corner there. And I think we can move on to the hummus now. Turmeric and mayo. No! Stop teaching them bad things. Brooke's like the bad uncle, guys. A Malabi custard. What? Writing it out doesn't help. No, we gotta sound it out. Sometimes we hate this stream. Okay, so I cheated a little bit on the tahina recipe. I didn't pick up dried chickpeas. I was not making another trip out to the farm. Like, I was not driving another hour out of my day to go get dried chickpeas. So, we have a can of salt-free chickpeas that are already cooked. That's the only thing I kind of cheated with today on that. So, because that would have taken us, number one, we would have had to soak the chickpeas overnight yesterday, and then it would take about an hour and a half to cook the chickpeas. So that would be a waste of time in my mind. And the first thing we have to do is make the tahini sauce, it says. So what tahini is sesame seed puree. So there's that, sesame tahini, and we are going to combine it with lemon juice and garlic, salt and cumin. And then we blitz that with a little bit of water to loosen it up. And then we add the chickpeas. And something else that I'm adding to this as well is this kind of beet sauce that I made in the past. So that we can color it purple, because I thought that would look really, really nice. Because we are doing roasted beets as well with it today. Canned chickpeas in, dog. Why you hating? Hey, Lita. Do I like falafel? I love falafel. His hummus is unreal. He uses Zoom Foods brand. What? See, I don't have any of his books, which I feel like I might have to get one after this. He streamlines his hummus recipe. In, dog, how are ya? Yeah, crispy Persian rice. Never made it before. I've seen it done a couple times on TV. And it always makes me like drool when I see people make it. It looks so good. So finally we're gonna make it today. Okay, so he used a cup of dried chickpeas, which I think once they are cooked would probably be closer to like 3 cups worth of chickpeas, because it says it makes about 4 cups of the hummus, and you only need 2/3 of a cup of the tahini, which you might have just enough here, which is perfect, so we need to use this up anyways. Once again, this is a really oily ingredient. As you can see, the oil just sits on top, so it doesn't last that long. That can go bad really quickly. Okay, so this is all going to be made in a blender as well, so super, super easy. Might Might be better to do it in a food processor, but we're not dealing with that today. We'll use the big boy. So we'll put that stuff aside for now because we don't need it quite yet. I'll get the other kind of chickpeas. Our rice is almost coming up to a boil. Do you guys like hummus, by the way? Everyone that's in here? Is hummus a thing in your life? Or not really? Oh no, Rook, you're still having issues? Just get the full tuna. Screw it, hey? Secret to great Israeli-style hummus is an obscene amount of tahina. As much of half of the recipe by weight? That's insane. Oh gosh. Yeah, you memorized that line. I failed already then. You'd make it more if there were single-use tahini cans and jars? Why? This one's pretty small. Yeah, he actually says in the recipe that, like, overcooking the chickpeas will give you the most creamy hummus. So that's why I was like, well, I don't see a problem with using the canned stuff. I have to make sure that we drain them and rinse them well, but I've never had an issue making hummus with canned chickpeas, and it does save time. Okay, so we'll follow this recipe to a T, I think. Other than the chickpeas, obviously. So we need 4 garlic cloves. One of them is massive. So we'll peel those. I've definitely had or even made some hummuses in the past that were almost too garlicky, whereas like you kind of get that bite from the garlic, almost like a spice feeling on your tongue. So do be aware of how much garlic you're putting in. But I feel like it is one of the best flavors to use in hummus as well. He ruined you? Yeah. Oh dang, Indog. Well, I guess you just gotta make more hummus. Woo, rice is boiling. I'm gonna set a timer for actually only 5 minutes. That way we won't forget about it. So 1/3 of a cup or more of lemon juice. That's a lot of lemon juice. I hope that we have enough. We might have to do a line. Another lemon here. And I think I might just use up that lime that's cut. Going wild. Yeah, some people just get sick of the hummus, right? It's like, I am done. I don't want to see this anymore. I feel ya, Indog. It's like when the recipe is too big, you kind of get grossed out by it by the time you can even finish it. AFK for a bit, no problem, Rook. We'll be okay. Oh, I think we'll be fine. Send the hummus by email. Yes, let's do it. Send hummus. Okay, we had almost enough. I guess if I didn't spill that little bit on the cutting board, right? We would have had enough. Shh. He doesn't bottle his hummus. Ain't nobody got time for that. Okay. 1/3 cup lemon / lime juice. Don't tell anyone. Don't tell Michael. Don't tell Michael. You would break the juicer. It's actually really strong. It's surprisingly strong. It is metal. It is completely metal, so I don't think you'd break it. I have seen plastic ones, though. Don't buy those. And how are you, Armored? Okay, other thing we need is just a teaspoon of salt in here. And then we're gonna blitz that up a little bit. And I'm gonna take a quick little taster of this rice, which is done. Good thing I checked. So real quick, just over here at the sink, I'm gonna drain this out. And then we'll put it onto a sheet pan. Cool it off. And I'm just going to cover the sheet pan with some parchment paper. That way it'll be really easy for us to get it off of there. Boom. Mound of rice. Scrape up the pot. This is gonna be like the perfect amount. I really wanted it to fit in my little cast iron saucepan, and I think it'll be great. So now spread this out so that it can start to cool off quickly. This is a really good trick for making fried rice as well, is to parboil the rice and then let it dry out and cool off, and you'll get a better fried rice. Okay, that looks good. So now you can just set that aside. Done and done. And I believe we're going over to the blender now with this. Any plans to start my own restaurant? We're not gonna go restaurant route, we're gonna go food truck route. And yeah, there is plans. We're thinking in the next 2-ish years. Getting married next year, and then maybe the year after that we'll be good to go. Who put that turmeric all over the chair? Hey, Cookie. How are ya? Do I ever brine chicken for the rotisserie? Yeah, I love brining chicken. We didn't really brine today. I mean, we're doing a quick marinade with some salt in there, so I guess we're doing a quick brine. But brining overnight is really, really good, Cookie. Makes the chicken juicier. You met Solomonov? That's so cool. Oh, you have his email address now. You do whatever you want, Elvin. I can't be held liable. I'm terrified now. Ice cream truck, taco style? What? A seasonal food truck. Well, I know Sammy wants to do, like, smoked meats. So it's gonna be, for sure, like a riff on some kind of barbecued meats. I know in the past, him and I talked about doing, like, barbecue and Eastern European kind of fusion. So, like, awesome barbecue sides with influence from, like, German and Ukrainian or Polish food. But then, like, keep the meats pretty traditional Texas-style barbecue. Okay. Back to our tahini. So, process this in the blender. It actually says to then let it sit and allow the garlic to mellow, and then you actually strain the garlic mixture through a strainer into a bowl. But you don't actually use the solids from the garlic, which is interesting. So maybe that's how you don't get an overly garlicky hummus. This makes sense. Okay, so let's do that. And then we can prep the chickpeas while we're waiting. And maybe some other things that we're gonna throw in there. Throw in there. Get our blender lid. Give that a quick little blitz. So there's that. Garlic's all broken up. We're just gonna let that flavor the lemon juice and the salt. So let's get to opening these. We need some cumin out for this as well. Some cumin. One. Rinse off our chickpeas. gonna start to stir up our tahini as well. So we need to mix that oil back into there. A haggis truck? What the heck are you guys talking about? Oh gosh, the tofu truck. Sadly, that would probably work here, Elvin. Would probably be a thing. Roasted garlic on everything. Thanks, Armored. Yeah, we're really excited. I don't want to be stuck in like a restaurant lease. I think the food truck would be really fun here. Especially on the West Coast, there's a lot of different festivals to go to in the summer. And don't worry, there will be a stream on the food truck. Everything will get integrated into it. Hey Sarah, welcome in. How are you doing? Canned veg, yeah. Sell out. That's kind of us too, Rook, is we've been trying to like stock up on some of that stuff as well. Not for hurricanes, but for earthquakes and tsunamis. There we go. We mixed our oil back in. Looks good. Using a fork, way better to mix it instead of a spoon. This I did not know. Of course you can work the food truck. I know Butt Burglar said that her and Palsh are gonna be our dishwashers in the food truck. One big hairnet. Big ass hairnet. Okay, so cumin. We're gonna chop some parsley for this as well, I think. Cumin and parsley is what we need next. The cumin's going into the tahini. Parsley is gonna go for garnish. What do we got? 4 o'clock now. I think we're doing pretty good. I think we're doing pretty good so far, guys. What, Sarah? Thanks for the biddies. This is much appreciated. Okay, we got all sorts of herbs in here. We got cilantro, some dill. All we want is the parsley, though. I think that's enough. Piece of cilantro going bad in here. Take the cancer out. You're dreading tomorrow. What's going on, Elvin? Oh, I know you're not kidding, Rook. We're not joking either. I'm down to have you guys on the food truck. I feel like we'd be able to teach you. We'd teach you how things should be done. I'm not scared. You and Sammy can be the pit master. I've been known to wash a dish from time to time. Love it, Elvin. So we're just waiting for our garlic mixture to kind of steep with the lemon juice. And then we'll strain it and carry on. But might as well prep the garnishes while we're waiting. And I'll get that little bit of beet sauce out as well. Don't forget to put that in there. Okay, sounds perfect. I am terrifying. Elvin would know. First-hand experience. Okay, let's give this a choppy chop. Bunch it up. Curly parsley's the worst. actually picking up some Italian flat leaf parsley seeds from a local farm here tomorrow. Picking up all the seeds for the season tomorrow, guys. $44 worth. And I think next week we'll start our seedlings together. It'll be time. It's warming up enough here now. I want to start it too early though. So I pushed it back a week. Yeah, the farm that I'm getting the seeds from here, they've been doing it since 1990, so before I was born. And I'm getting the seeds from there because they've developed their seeds over time to like withstand the different weather conditions here. So you'll get a bigger yield, which is really important. Hojerific wants to run the till. Heck yeah. I'm in. Okay, this is looking pretty good. A little bit more. Some fresh grass clippings for on top of the hummus. You're good with doing money fast. See, I am not. I'd be like, what's happening right now? Your head is killing you. Oh no. Only a year before I was born. Relax. There we go. Garnish is ready. So I'm just gonna put that into the fridge now, so it doesn't go all wilty on us by the time we want to eat. You're a flat leaf parsley Nazi. Yeah, sometimes they only have the curly stuff at the store here though. And it's like, no! We can't! Just heard something weird. I'm home alone. It's freaking me out. I've been hearing things around here lately, guys, and I don't know. Mom said she heard our door open the other day when I was still sleeping, and I was like, well, it wasn't me. So something fishy is going on. I don't know. Strain our blender stuff and carry on with this. Today is National Pancake Day. No! Should have made pancakes. Okay, you don't want really any of the garlic in there. I'm sure it's okay if there's a couple pieces. Add some extra flavors. And it says to press out whatever is left in the garlic. So any kind of lemon juice. Let's see. There actually was a little bit. Am I making tabbouleh as well? I am not. No, I'm not going to make too many things. We're going to keep the rice as our starch. Tabbouleh is delicious though. I mean, you really can't go wrong with kind of any Middle Eastern food. So, garlicky lemon juice back into the blender. We're gonna add all of our tahini and then start to blend that up, and we'll thin it with a little bit of cold water, and then we'll add our chickpeas to it. Banana pancakes are really, really good. I'm with you on that. Yeah, I exposed Maddie. I didn't mean to. I don't know what went wrong with that recipe that day. I've made it in the past though, and it worked pretty well. But I think I've just tailored my own pancake recipe to like be the best. I'm not trying to sound cocky. It's just what's happened over the years. When you make a lot of pancakes, you want to have a quick recipe that works every single time. There we go. Run some cold water. We'll get a little bit of that. Which I'll just put that into our tahini jar. Kind of rinse it out almost as we make this. Ooh, banana pancakes with peanut butter chips, you guys. I really like buckwheat, I have to say. I'm gonna start cooking with it more often. Okay, so strain the garlic mixture through a fine mesh sieve into a bowl, put it back in the blender, discard the solids, add the tahini, pulse. With the motor running, add a 1/4 cup of ice water. So I'm gonna pour some of this out. Only want a 1/4 cup. It may seize up at first, but then the mixture will smooth out. And then we'll add our chickpeas and cumin and puree for several minutes. So if you have headphones on, you might want to turn this down because I think it might get a little bit loud here. We gonna get loud. Nice win, Rook. Looks so good so far. So slowly add our water. Starting to look creamier now. Touch more. That looks good. What the hell, Spartar? Sparta remix. What the hell? Our beet mixture. So basically, beets cooked with a little bit of cream until they're soft, and then I just pureed it. Going in, and then we'll start adding our chickpeas. So I don't think we'll need much of this beet mixture to color our tahini. That's why I only pulled a little bit out. Now everything's gonna turn purple. Watch the magic. Woohoo! Or I guess more pink almost. Looks like Pepto-Bismol. What have we done? It's super creamy though. Super duper creamy. I'm going to just scrape down sides of the blender before we add our chickpeas. Yeah, save it for Sammy next time. Okay, how much cumin do we need? A 1/4 teaspoon or more, depending on how you like it. Cumin is pretty strong, so be careful. I think we'll start with the 1/4 teaspoon, and then we can bump it up a little bit if we think we need more after. So really not that much cumin. Really, really small amount. And now, I'm not gonna add all these chickpeas at once. I think I'll add about 3/4 and then see how this mixes up. Let's make it creamy. Start that on low. Let it do its thing. So when I've made hummus in the past, I have always kind of drizzled olive oil in as the chickpeas blend, but so far it doesn't look like we need to do this here. So this might be a little bit more healthy than what I've made in the past. Turn it up a bit. Oh, she got dry. Just keep that on low, I think. Bring it up a touch. But so far I'm not adding any more chickpeas. She looks thick. Okay, so veggies going on tonight. I'm gonna get our cauliflower out, as well as our beets that we're going to roast. That's gonna be our next step. And it's 4:20 now. The chicken will take probably about half an hour to cook. It's gonna be a pretty quick cook in the rotisserie. Nike. Step it up, son. Oh. Happened over here. What the heck happened? I feel like it's not getting creamy enough. We might have to add more water. Still a little bit too thick. So a touch more cold water. Just a touch. Uh-huh. 4:20. let that do its thing. It looks so thick, right? So thick. Is that what she said? I don't know. Okay, cutest little cauliflower. Lose all of the bones. You guys, today. Okay, let's start taking this apart. Take some of these leaves off first. Yeah, just making sure the poverty wheel is working. Thanks for locking it down, Elvin. And what I'm gonna do, so I'm just going to cut around the stem here. So I think I'll make probably 4 cuts. So go right by the stem, make a slit in. You don't have to go all the way through though. And one more here. And then we should be able to just twist that out like that. All of this stuff should come off. There we go. So nice and clean now. Now we can flip it over. There's a couple kind of dark looking parts on this, or it doesn't look super good. So I'm just gonna trim that off a little bit first. I think we're good now. So now we can go a little bit further, cut all the way through, and we can break that in half. And then you can even go a little bit more. And then what I like to do is kind of cut off this little part of the stem. We don't have to throw it out. I'm gonna give that to Doggo for a little snack. She likes that part. And now we can just kind of pick off the little florets, and then if you get a big piece like that, I like to just cut through the stem and then peel it so it looks a bit more natural. And we're gonna go bite-sized pieces here, so we're even gonna cut it smaller than this. I'm gonna try and turn this up a bit. Now we're getting somewhere. Yeah, it knows an Elvin when it sees an Elvin. So we can even switch to a smaller knife. And I think that's as small as I'm going to go because this is going to shrink when we roast it. So keep that in mind. But we do want just nice little bite-sized pieces so that we don't really have to cut it down when we go to eat it. And the cauliflower should only take about 15-ish minutes to roast in the oven. 15, 20 minutes usually. So it doesn't take that long to prepare. But I think we will cook all of it today. Might as well. Nice. Brooke's winning today. You guys doing any cooking today? And if not, what have you been eating? Talk to me. You had Arby's. What do you have from Arby's? I haven't had that in so long. Chicken salad, tomato, avocado. That sounds nice and yummy. Cookie, nice and healthy. Fish sandwiches. Okay, that's interesting. Zobo Cat, welcome in. How are you? Oh, terrific. You're making red velvet cake or you're eating red velvet cake? Okay, I'm gonna shut that off a sec because it sounds like it's getting hot. I'll be back in about a minute or two. I'm just gonna go feed the dog real quick. Before she starves. Okay, guys, I am back. So let's check on our chicken that we're marinating. It's looking good. I'm gonna take it out so that it can kind of come up to room temp before we cook it. And that way it'll cook a lot more even. You don't want to get out of bed, no! Ah, their fish sandwiches are made from cod, nice. Yeah, this looks like Pepto-Bismol hummus. What have we done? Oh, yeah, Arby's curly fries are actually good. This is what I always used to get when I was younger. We need a touch more cumin. For sure. Definitely need more salt. And it's still a little bit too thick. I think I might add a little bit of lime juice as well. We have Arby's up here? Yeah, we do. They're far and few between, though. Hey, Pete, how are ya? Stinky, what's going on? I might throw some raw beet in here. Just for color. darker. I want to go like nice deep color. Look how cute these beets are right now. These were the beets that I pulled from the garden last week. You're hanging in there. Just peeled it up. I think I'll just cut it into a couple different pieces. This is definitely gonna have to blend probably at least 5 more minutes. And we'll add our salt as well. It's pretty bland so far, I will say that. We gotta doctor it up a bit. Let's go back over to our blender. I'll just turn that on low. Do your thing, blender. Okay, so our cauliflower is prepped up to get roasted. Let's look at our other veggies. I'm supposed to do beets today. It looks like a soaked wine cork. It totally does. So really small beets should be roasted up. These are from the garden. This is what I pulled out last week. This was the last of them. Maybe we'll do some of the carrots as well. Little white carrots. Ah, no, we'll leave it. I think I might shave that little beet. You applied for 2 jobs today, Stinky. One you're a shoo-in, as you had a hard-working relationship with the company. Nice. I hope it goes well. Hey, Florida. Welcome in. How are you doing today? We grew these, yeah. Yeah, we grew them by seed. So we put the seeds in the fall. But they didn't grow too much over the winter because it wasn't super warm here. And we also didn't cover the bed, so we just kind of wanted to see how it would grow out in the open. Still pretty good though. We did all right. Going. So I think we will kind of blanch these first, and then we can peel them and maybe finish roasting them. I want to roast in the pan, not in the oven, but on the stove top, so that we can kind of cover that pan as well and kind of steam at the same time. Buff, how are you, man? It's been a while. You're fairly partial to some pickled beets yourself. I do love pickled beets. Yeah, I'm excited to taste these actually. If they taste good, I'll know that the quality of the soil is good. If they don't taste that good, I'll have to add some stuff to the soil before I plant in the next couple weeks here. Yeah, these 2 are orange, or they're called golden beets. I think this one might be like a candy cane style, so it's going to be white and red striped in the middle. Oh my gosh, this camera has a mind of its own. Let's just say that. Considering I've only been streaming for about an hour and a half, definitely shouldn't be overheating. Rawr. Okay, I'm just going to trim up the tops and bottoms of these because that doesn't really have to stay on. This one has a crack, so we'll trim that out after it's cooked. Actually, I think I might just cut this in half now. It's pretty big anyway, so there's the inside. And And usually when you grow root vegetables over the winter, they should get sweeter. The flavor should kind of concentrate. So we'll see. That'll be the test. No worries, Elvin. I know you can't see me. We'll do this. Bye! Bye, Elvin! Have a good day tomorrow, Elvin. Thanks for popping in. Hope you have a good one. And come back to me, camera. It looks like sherbet. Now I want orange sherbet. Yum. There we go. And we're back. Okay, so that looks like pretty even sizes. I'm gonna get the steamer going now, so we can pre-steam these, and then cool them off, and then finish roasting them up after. We'll fill our steamer pot. Don't even need that much water in there, because you don't want the water to touch the steamer hole, so I might even take a touch out. We're gonna bring that up to a boil on the stove top, so you can go a nice medium-high heat. I'm gonna peel this little guy up. I'm gonna go backwards. And I'm gonna shave it really thin as kind of a garnish. So we're gonna leave this one raw, because it's so small and cute. Hopefully it tastes good. It does look a little bit dry. Nope. Kind of like papery and dry, so we're just gonna chop that one up as a no-go. But I think the rest of these will be good. Let's hope, at least. Okay. Maybe we'll even throw a touch of za'atar in with the cauliflower later on when we pan roast it. I think that would be really nice. Yeah, poor little guy. R.I.P. little beet. We'll miss ya. Let's check this out again. It's getting there. It's getting more smooth. Have a moment of silence for our little beet. We're getting there. I'm just gonna keep this going. But it's getting more smooth and it definitely tastes better. I think we can even just turn it up now. Watch your ears, guys. I'm gonna turn it up. That go at 2. So we did have just a little bit of chickpeas left over from that. But if we added all that, then it would have been too thick anyways. Nice slow roll on that. So back to our rice. Hey, betches. How you doing? We're making hummus right now, and it's colored with beets. But we're not getting like a huge beet flavor from it, which is nice. So we're just getting the color. Pete, I missed your message up there. How was the brisket? So good. We still have a bunch left over. It's so good to snack on. Yeah, betches, it was so yummy. Did not do much after eating that feast yesterday. So I spent quite a bit of time cleaning up the kitchen this morning. Well worth the rest, though. Okay, so back to our rice. So I'm going to get out our little pot that we're gonna use. This one here. And what it says is to tie a towel around the lid to absorb the steam. And that way your rice won't get super soggy. So I like that little trick. And it is gonna take around half an hour to finish cooking this rice. So we can start pretty soon here. Probably gonna take around the same amount of time to cook the rice as it will to cook the chicken and the vegetables. So everything is gonna be going at once. It's going to be fun. Okay, that's that. So it says coat the bottom and the sides of your pot with oil. And then heat it up a bit until it's just smoking. Wipe it out again and coat it with fresh oil. And then we sprinkle our turmeric in the bottom of the pot and then spoon in our rice. And then we press our rice down a little bit to compress the grains. And then we drizzle this mixture of water and oil and salt over the rice. The blender stopped mixing. It says, I'm done. I'm heated up now. We'll give it a little break. Yeah, it is warm. Let that sit for a bit. So we need to mix 1/8 of a cup of water with a tablespoon of oil and just a pinch of salt. So a really small amount of water. Tablespoon of oil. Pinch of salt. So there's that. You were watching him cook it in the green egg. It took so long to cook it. I think it took around 10 hours to cook the brisket yesterday. That was crazy. So we're gonna cook the rice on really low heat, it says. We can't open the lid or anything like that for half an hour. And then after that, we can see if the crust has formed enough. It says it can actually take up to another 1.5 hours. This is insane. So hopefully we get it done within that half hour. I'm feeling good about it. I have a pretty good ear for this sizzly crust, so I think we'll be okay. And then we have to let it rest for about 20 minutes afterwards. This is intense. for stressing. Okay, so our steamer pot is hot. Just turn that down a touch. You just need a nice simmer. So I'm gonna put our beets in there. Obviously the smaller ones won't take as long, the bigger ones will take longer. I think if we set a 15-minute timer, that'll be good. So I am going to put a little bit of oil in our rice pot. And get that going. Up to a medium heat, and let's prep the chicken while we're waiting. I'm gonna get a plate. Camping is intense. Thanks for that, Sammy. Classic Sammy joke. Thanks, Sammy Sam. Chicken is going into the basket. Let's give it a sniff.
And writing a new piano piece.
Mmm. Actually smells like really refreshing. Good citrus smells in there. Look at this little guy. Come on out, little guy. So we took the backbone out of this. Is what we did. I don't know. I might still break the breastbone, but I think it'll be okay if we just open it up like this and cook it that way. Yeah, get him in, dog. Send the police after him. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna close it up. I feel like I probably should have put it in the other way. That's okay. Crush that down. Now it's ready to go into the rotis. Rotisserie spatchcock. It's happening, Pulsh. We tried it once, and it was so good. But we never did it on stream. So I was like, I need to do this on stream. Use strips of rosemary, right? Help me. Help. Okay, so chicken's aside. Let's check out our hummus one more time. We're getting there. We're getting smoother. Let's give it a taste again. Still not quite smooth enough. But we are gonna let the blender cool off before we put it back on there. is nice. And I've also seen recipes for this crispy rice use butter as well. And I think butter would be better just because it'll give you more flavor. Japanese somen noodles or buckwheat? I'm gonna pick buckwheat, Palsh. Picking buckwheat. Okay, that pan looks perfect. I'm gonna shut it off. And let's sprinkle our turmeric in there. Into the oil now. So it can kind of toast up. Actually smells really good adding the turmeric into the oil. Make sure you wash your hands after, otherwise it'll stain you yellow. Getting some carbs in after the workout. Roommate left a ton of noodles and pastas when he moved out. Nice, yeah, freebies. That's the greatest, Palsh. Can't go wrong with that. Kind of shaking that a bit. Okay. Annie, how are you? I think I'm gonna get our rotisserie heating up a bit now. This guy, I'm gonna plug it in. I found that doing a little preheat on this is the best. Even if it's just like 5 minutes, just getting it warm in there, so much better. Yeah, it is nice, Polish. We have missed you, man. You're doing something very simple tonight, Annie. Seasoned potatoes. Yum. Has anyone tried to give me flack for using the rotisserie? No. Not yet. And they better not, because it's seriously good. It's actually good. The first couple cooks that I did in it, not super good, because it does have a pretty high heat. So I've learned that I have to kind of do things in intervals. So like keep the heat on, turn the heat off, and just let it rotate, and then turn the heat back on. Works a lot better. Potatoes with parm, onion, and garlic powder. That's really good, Annie. That's some home style foods. Make you feel good. did it, guys. I grabbed the rose petals. Doesn't taste like anything. Seems darker. Have you turned the other light on? Probably better now. That's better. The sun is setting. It's actually not cloudy out today. It's really nice. Is it so good that you can set it and forget it? No. No, Jose. We definitely proved that point wrong. Are we making rose water later on? I wasn't planning on it. Was not planning on it. Okay. Anything else that we kind of have to work on? We made our hummus. It's not quite there yet. We have our roasted beets and the cauliflower prepped. Our rice is pretty much half an hour out. Cloudy with good old smoke and dab steam. Yes. Never knowingly tried rose water. It's really strong. I always say it tastes like grandma's. Yeah, Zahav recipe. Vegan gelato. We're doing the rice. Do we need something green in here? I don't know. Maybe I'll just do this little bit of dill and lemon zest on the cauliflower. I feel like that'd be really good. Use that up. I guess that'll give us like a nice herbaceous element. New York's discussing the legalization in April. Nice. You bought the book 3 months ago. I don't even have the book, but Elvin's been telling me about it for like a year now. So I thought I would make something. And I did find the recipes online. So yay for free things. Oh, the rose water is insanely strong flavor. You don't need much for it to flavor something. I mean, most of the time it's used in like baklava. The brisket was so good, Annie. It turned out really well. Definitely one of the better ones that Sammy did. Super moist and tender. It wasn't dried out at all. Yeah, master smoker. Master smoker. So good, Nike. I think the beets actually feel like they're done. I'm gonna just take them out of that steam pot and put them into a bowl for us. So they're not quite fully cooked through. Just cooked enough that we can peel them pretty easily. So I don't like mushy beets. And I'm guessing Sammy's gonna be home pretty soon here. So I'm gonna throw the chicken in here. Throw the chicken in. And then we'll start our rice. And then kind of carry on with our veg. locked and loaded. Let's do 15 minutes in the rotation. Yeah. Love that sound. Thing has a mind of its own. We squashed it. We squashed it good. It's true. Okay, going over to the stove. So, really, really low heat it said for our rice. So we'll just turn that on. Move that over for now. Keep that centered. We have our turmeric in the bottom. We have our par-cooked rice that has cooled and dried. So now we just have to lightly press that into our pan. You cook potato wedges on parchment? Yeah, you totally can. Just be careful of how high you put the heat on if you're using parchment, because it will start to burn around 450 Fahrenheit. So just give this rice a light little pat down. Does the bottom still become crispy? It should. It totally should. I mean, you should be flipping them over about halfway through anyways. So it says, lightly press the surface of the rice to compress the grains. Drizzle the water, oil, and salt mixture over the rice. And then put the lid on. That's it. Okay. That's that. And now we wait. Easy peasy. Okay, I'm gonna put some gloves on and peel these up. Be the second or third person that asked that. What makes Persian rice Persian? So it's how we're preparing it. So it's gonna have a really crispy bottom, and then you flip it over upside down and serve it with the crispy bottom up with the presentation side. And then we have some pumpkin seeds, dried apricots, we have parsley chopped up in the fridge, and then some rose petals to garnish with. It's interesting, yeah, and it just uses a jasmine rice, which I thought it would use basmati, but hey. Learn something new. See if I need to add any salt to these beets now. How bland they are after we peel them. Come back. About 20 pounds. 20 pounds! That's insane. Of jasmine rice. I do like jasmine rice more than basmati, I think. Just making sure our rotis is behaving over there. I figured out why it's being weird. Gotta take it out for a sec. Ding ding. Because Kate didn't set it up right. 2 seconds, guys. Whoa, that's nuts, vegan gelato. Hopefully he's all right. That'd be terrifying, falling in one of those ditches. Back in. Let's go. And away we goes. Throw those cloths out now. Give my hands a little wash. You like basmati slightly more. How come, Polish? Good thing they didn't just ditch the guy. So bad, but so good, Annie. Uncle Stinky, beets are like definitely one of my top vegetables. So thanks for saying that. I feel like not enough people like beets. Whoa, frozen beets. I don't know if I've ever seen that. Have you ever made borscht? Borscht soup, Polish? That's like such a good way to use up beets. And you can leave it vegetarian, or you can add some pork to it. I mean, it's usually better to make the borscht in the spring when all the new veggies are coming through. But in this day and age, you can pretty much get anything you want. At any time of the year. You totally should. I feel like you'd like it. And here's Annie, traumatized by beets since he was younger. Poor guy. Okay, I think these ones are cooked more. I don't have to use the peeler. You can just rub the skin off. I don't know if I've ever put corn in borscht. It's gotta be good. It adds such a nice sweetness. You can take beets in limited quantities now, just not pickled. Okay. You don't like the sweet and sour aspect. We're gonna leave these darker ones in the bowl. But we will cut these down a little bit farther. I think we'll just cut them in half. Maybe even quarters, so that they're nice and bite-sized. I'm gonna do that on a cutting board though, so we don't color our wooden one. Yeah, that is nuts, Polish. Your growing season doesn't even start until July. Whereas ours is like kind of starting now. Starting real soon here. Just gonna trim off the ends. So these are only par cooked so that we can get kind of some nice caramelization on them in our cast iron pan with the cauliflower, and that way they won't go too mushy on us. So I think these ones I'll cut into 3. Nice little wedges. Hey, Night Drifter, how's it going? And this, cut into quarters. To catch us yesterday. It's a nice long beet. Okay, here we go, guys. Beets are all ready to go. Take our gloves off. Things are good over here. Just coming along, prepping dinner. Should be eating pretty soon here. Just waiting for Sam to get home. I think we're about maybe half an hour out at this point. I'm gonna see if I can turn this blender back on again and finish blending our hummus real quick. Hopefully it's cooled off by now. You made buckwheat noodles, snow peas, sweet potato, stirred in some chili garlic sauce and yogurt, and had some leftover meatloaf. Almost done it all. You eat like Sam, you guys just crush it. Yum. That sounds really nice and healthy, Polish.
Oh, I see. So it's
Quick little one-pot dinner. Night Drifter, you picked up some ribeyes. Heck yeah. Sweet. We got some meat.
It wasn't meant to be a joke.
Get some water here. Agua. Okay. think it still needs a touch of oil and maybe even more water. Food Tube, thanks for the follow. Welcome in. Sammy's home in 15. I better hurry up. Portion control has been challenging. Oh man, just like take out your measuring cups that you need to use and follow it. Because that's definitely a big thing that could get you in trouble. Okay, let's see if this little bit of liquid's gonna help us. Nope. She got too hot. She is not turning on anymore today. So I guess we're gonna have to settle with this. Now that I added the water and the oil on top, we will stir it in. Hard times, guys. Hard times. So when I actually worked with somebody who would put the blender in the fridge to cool it off. Hilarious. Act? Thanks for the follow. It's pretty smooth. Actually tastes really nice. Definitely get a good hummus flavor. Not too much garlic, not too much cumin or lemon juice. It's pretty balanced. Scrape out our lid. Chicken's just starting to sizzle. Dripping a little bit. I think we got a little ways to go still. How often do I use aluminum foil? I don't use it that much on stream. I mean, for roasting things in the oven, I usually use parchment. Foil is good for some stuff though. Like sometimes foil can be better for potato wedges than parchment. Foil also works really good if you're gonna bake chicken wings. Beeferb with the raid and the host. Thanks so much. You like wrapping fish in aluminum foil? Okay, yeah, that works. Raid hype. Welcome in, guys. How was your stream today, Beeferb? And yeah, other than that, Annie, I don't really use foil that much. It's a rare occurrence. Crux. Samaj. 007. How's it going, guys? How was the Beeferb stream today? I think I'm gonna roast up our pumpkin seeds so we get a little extra flavor on there. That's gonna be for the rice. Losing at some marbles in her stream. What? You're terrible with cooking fish. It costs as much or more than beef here, even though the province is based around fishing. Yeah. It's kind of the same thing here, Polish. I mean, fish is a little bit less expensive than beef, but it's crazy. Definitely shouldn't be that expensive. Rook! You lost all your bones. What? They rolled out artichoke hearts for lunch? That's fancy, Annie. Welcome in, Beefherb. What did you make on stream today? Okay, so I know we can't peek at our rice. That's gonna bug me. I really want to peek and see if there's a crust, but we'll just wait. And also hope, I guess, that we don't burn it. Terrifying. You just paid almost $8 for a pound of shrimp? I think that actually sounds like a pretty fair price. $8 a pound? I'm just gonna turn the oven on to 350 so that we can roast up our pumpkin seeds. Now and then Mom brings you some frozen cooked shrimp from the processing plant. Nice, nice. Those have to be pretty fresh too, hey? Artichoke and shrimp dip. Rook. I want that. Okay, let's get out our big frying pan for our vegetables. Jambalaya, yes. It was farm-raised shrimp. Honestly, most shrimp, especially for that price, is gonna be farm-raised. You will pay quite a bit more if you want it like wild-caught shrimp. It's a rare occurrence, sad to say. Oh, jambalaya? Yeah, that freezes good, Polish. You'll be fine if you have to freeze some. Oh, you're celebrating your birthday and your dad's birthday and retirement. That's amazing, Rook. That's so good, dude. That's gonna be fun. Speaking about fish, look what I picked up yesterday. This was my thrift find. The cast iron trivet for hot pots. So pleased with it. It looks so good. Now I want to find another one. Yeah, gotta make some freezer space. Clear out the freezer. You gotta clear it out for the springtime. The smaller 3140 shrimps. Yeah, those are pretty small, actually. 2 pounds for $14, though. That's a pretty good price. Should we check the chicken, guys? Have a little peek. What's going on over here? We're spinning. Not too much color yet on the skin. Definitely want it to get darker than that. We might do a little pause to sear, if you know what I mean. Nice, Daydreamer. Nice win. Rook's making a feast. I think that's what I'll do. So, on this rotation, put pause. The and just go for a sear on the breast side. Can you get 3 in a row? I don't know, Daydreamer. It's risque. Okay, while that's searing, I'm just filling our veggie pan with a little bit of grapeseed oil. Or canola oil works well too. And I think we should make this garlicky as well, the vegetables. Because the hummus isn't as garlicky as I wanted it. Okay, let's see. Let's get this going again and see if it worked. Oh yeah, it did work a little bit. I'm gonna do it again. There we go. Nom. You have a ton of frozen marinara and a few bowls of minestrone. Yeah. Man, soup and salad are like my go-to things, Polish. I love to eat those two things all the time, and there's so many different variations that you can do of each one. Okay, let's get some garlic. One big old clove. Hopefully we can grow our own garlic this summer. I'm gonna have to cut that in half just so it fits in the garlic press. Kinda crazy. Okay, let's get this going again. Nice little sear now. Oh yeah, we're getting there. She'll get there. Your brother made you an amazing summer salad and it makes you want to make them more, but the ingredients were really expensive. Yeah, I think as long as you have a good solid dressing, I think that is key to having a good salad. Brooke, does your dad live where you live? Do your parents live by you, or is this like a special visit for them? Getting a little bit more color on here. I think I'm gonna pause it one more time. Like 5 minutes. See. Okay, oven is ready for our pumpkin seeds. I'm gonna do 3 minutes at 350 Fahrenheit. We'll be careful with these because they can burn really quickly. He made a spring mix, baby arugula, spinach, lettuce, goat cheese, walnuts, raspberries. Yum! What style of dressing was it? Was it a vinaigrette? They're all about 2.5 hours away. Wow. Okay, that's pretty far then. And Annie, your closest relative, that's your uncle, lives 4.5 hours away. Wow, dude. You really don't have any family near. I mean, other than my grandma being out here, everyone else is back in Edmonton, so like 12 hours away. Okay, get that going again. Now we're sizzling. I really want to peek at this rice. but I'm not going to. Your parents are over 12 hours driving. Yeah, it's a long one. That sounds really good, Polish. Sometimes you have to go where the jobs are, exactly, or where you're the most happy. Lingonberry jam would be so good in that vinaigrette, especially with the raspberries. It sounds so yummy, Polish. Okay, we're just starting to get some color on there. I really want to be able to crisp this chicken skin up. Pumpkin seeds look like they're done. Which they are. They toast up pretty quick because they're really small. So that makes sense. Oh, sliced apples too. Nice. Why would you feel guilty just eating potatoes for dinner? You can eat whatever you want, man. You had broccoli yesterday, well then you're good to go. As long as you feel good about what you eat, I think that's all that matters. As long as your food makes you feel good. St. Patrick's Day is coming up. I was thinking about making soda bread. One store even had Guinness cake. Soda bread is actually a really weird bread, Rook. It uses baking soda to rise, so there's no yeast in it. Sometimes it can be super, super dry. But I think if you make it properly, it's good. Ooh, you know what else would be good in this meal today, guys? Is some pomegranate molasses. Yum. It's a bread cracker, pretty much, Rook. It's actually a really good way of putting it. It's meant to soak up the juices. It's a really inexpensive bread to make as well, and it's quick. So I can understand. I can understand the gist of it. Okay, how is this thing looking? Do we gotta pause it one more time? Yeah, we'll pause it this rotation. Sear it up. And it is gonna go off in about 5 minutes, and then we'll check the temperature of the chicken and see where we're at. And that means I will be allowed to peek at the rice soon. We will be allowed. Said you have to wait half an hour though. And we can see what's going on in there. Does it sear and then rotate after a few minutes? Yeah. So it has the option pause to sear, normal rotation, and then no heat rotation. So usually it takes around 30 to 40 minutes to cook the chicken in here. I started at around 15 minutes. It's really quick.
I almost got speared.
Sammy, how did you get speared? By the Hummers?
Hummers.
Whew! We're popping. Okay, let's rotate. Sammy brings things. Don't put that there. We'll open it after. Unless you want me to open it.
No, you know that.
Then don't put it there.
I'll put it there then.
Holy!
Jeez.
Sam's home. There's noises and stuff. Okay, I'm checking this rice. Is it crispy yet? It definitely doesn't look crispy, guys. And the edges are kind of stuck. I'm gonna turn the heat up more. One thing I will tell you though, is that we're not gonna wait the hour and a half to get that crispy rice. You always broil and sear the chicken first before cooking. That's a great way to do it. Yeah, a watched pot of rice never crisps. I don't know. I might add a touch of butter into the rice as well. So I feel like that would definitely help this situation. Oh, the infamous gold knife, Annie. Can't wait. Let's get some butter in that rice. Yeah, maybe a bechamel you should wash. It's true. Oh god. What is with people today? We are having an interesting chat today. Time to take Doggo for a walk, Polish. Sounds good. Have a wonderful walk, dude.
Happening in chat today.
Trolls.
Troubles?
Trolls. It was so good hanging out with you, Polish. Fellow Canadian foodie. Sam needs to reread what he said.
It's funny.
Okay, I'm just gonna rotate this a touch more, and then we'll take the temp of the chicken. Ding! Maybe even a little bit more. Rook is on point. Yeah, it doesn't take him long. He says bye.
Get your ass out of here.
Bye. Okay, so the leg actually is reading around 140. And if we go into the thick part of the breast, 130. So I'm gonna pause to sear it on the breast side, and then we might just rotate with no heat to let it rest. Let's turn it back on. I'm gonna let it rotate. And we'll pause it. Nike. Rook, you like when you see the trolls, so you know when to block them on your channel. Fair enough. I like how you think about that. Poosman, what's going on? This is gonna be some good chicken, guys. Looks really juicy. I'm just putting the butter kind of around the edges of the pot. Okay, we're starting to hear a little bit of popping in the rice now, so I think that's a good sign. Got some sizzling. We are so ready for this. Why is the chicken not rolling? Because we're searing the side. We're searing the skin on it. So let's see. Let's see how we did. We want it to get nice and crispy. So we'll go a little bit more again. Hi.
Just checking if the schmooze been fooded? Yeah. Okay, that's what we thought.
Okay.
Hey, come on.
Oh gosh. This camera, guys. Something else. Holy shit. Lullaby with the host. Annie, something is wrong with the battery outlet in that camera. It likes to heat up. You want one of those? How are you, Lullaboo? It'll be back. It just likes to overheat, and we can't figure out why. Considering it's continuously going off of a cord that we have it plugged into. How is your stream, Lullaboo? Thank you so much for the host. We're just searing up our rotisserie chicken right now. Waiting on our rice to get crispy, and then we're gonna quickly fry up our vegetables. Thanks for the follow, Kahua. We had problems with the selfie camera stick as well. We had to, you know what it was for that, is we had to balance out the gimbal because the iPhone was almost too heavy for it. So then, you know what Sam did was just taped on some like loonies and toonies onto the end, and then it stayed more balanced. Yeah, so many tech problems. Sam always figures it out. He's definitely better at that stuff than I am. Let's see. Oh, we're getting there. Okay, we'll do one more sear. And then I think no more heat. Poosman and Malson with the follows. Thanks, guys. Welcome to the stream. Okay. Butter has melted. There's still no crispy things going on here. I don't know what kind of madness Zahab is teaching us. 5D chess. You guys. So here are the recipes that we're cooking for all you newbies in chat. So the rice recipe is there, as well as the hummus that we made. And I colored it with a little bit of beets to be fancy. Woo! Chicken skin's blowing up in here. Let's take a peek. We don't want to burn it, that's for sure. Yeah, we'll go one more sear for sure. And then we marinated our chicken that's in the rotisserie with some olive oil, lemon juice, salt preserved lemon, some za'atar spice, and just a little bit of salt. That is it. Keeping it really simple. No problem, Rook. We'll be here. We will be here. Let's peek. I think we want a little bit more still. This thing is great. I mean, you definitely can't set it and forget it, though. That is one thing that we've learned over all the times that we've used the rotisserie, is you do have to pay attention to it if you want a really nice end product. And obviously, every time you cook is going to be a little bit different depending on the different meat that you pick up. There's a learning curve, for sure. Okay, rotate. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm gonna put it onto no heat rotation. So now it's just gonna rest and continue spinning with the juices so that it doesn't get overcooked and dry. So no more heat in there for now. And then by the time it's done and dinner is ready, it should be around 150 Fahrenheit internally. Take this lid off of the rice. Just try and let it crisp up like that. So let's come back over to the stove top now that our chicken's done. And start to cook our veggies. So we can get this front pan onto a medium-high heat. And we just have a little bit of grapeseed oil in there. Perception, this is what I use for music. And I'll just be right back, guys, as our pan is heating up. What's happening? This thing is something else.
It's hot because it gets charged from here and has to go power all the way over here.
Oh.
So powering things from here to here and charging it, like you feel the camera's hot.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, I think we're crisping now. We'll get some black pepper out for our veggies. We have our garlic ready. I hope it turns out, Rook. I really hope it turns out. I think so. I think we added enough fat now that it'll crisp up. But I did turn up the heat. It says to cook it on really low heat, but it wasn't doing anything. So I turned it up now. Now it's actually like steaming. You can hear it popping and stuff. So I think we're well on our way.
These are all the animojis.
What? That's crazy.
And you make your own.
So we'll flip the rice out onto this plate. And I think this will all be put maybe into a bowl. Would be nice. What's up, Sammy?
Slapping.
Sammy's giggling. I made a good stock for ya. You toast the rice when you make Spanish rice or mushroom rice chicken thighs. Yeah. You know me, I love to toast the rice before you cook it. So good. We're almost there, Sammy Sam.
I was reading.
Okay, it feels like it's getting crispy on the bottom now. So just turned it down a touch. We don't want to burn it. Doggo, how are you? Got a doggo, guys.
Schmoop diddy schmoop diddy boop diddy schmoop.
Chicken gonna be good. Oh, we'll keep it going. No heat. Just staying warm. One more double up. Let's go, Daydreamer. Let's go. Okay, pan is feeling hot now for our cauliflower and beets. I am gonna start by pressing some garlic in. Make some garlicky vegetables. Oh no. Throwing it all over the stove. I want to burn the garlic. Gotta go quick. And now in with the cauliflower. actually looks really good. So it says it has to rest for about 20 minutes before we serve it. So I'm gonna take that off now. And what that's gonna do is let us flip it over without it sticking to the bottom, because right now all of the rice is stuck. So I think covering that up is gonna help that. Keep the steam in and loosen it up off the bottom. Nice, Daydreamer. Holy guys. Winning. Give these a stir. Oh yeah, getting some good color on there. We're gonna put our beets in as well. And I'm just gonna add, I think, a touch of wine and water to kind of steam those veggies. So a little bit of wine, a little bit of water, and just be careful when you put that in, because the pan's really hot right now, so it might splash up. Definitely smells like roasty garlic in here now. Oh, yeah. And there goes all of Sammy's bones.
What did Paul want from you at Christmas time again? The flakes?
Cream chili flakes. Yeah, it was a good run. It was good while it lasted. Okay, ready? We're gonna take the lid off. Nice. Oh, it's gonna color the cauliflower pink. This is gonna be interesting, guys. Beets and cauliflower. So let our wine cook off now. I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit of za'atar, so the same spice that we put on the chicken. We're gonna match it with our vegetables. Starting to smell good. Welcome to the gutter. No, Daydreamer. Can you give Sammy your bones? I believe so. I think if you use the command give and then say, I don't know if it's the number and then his name, but there is a way to do that. That was the most you ever had. No. I'm so sad for you. How does this look if I turn on this light? A little bit better, hey? feels a little bit crunchy, so I'm just gonna cover it for a bit longer. And I think I'm going to take our chicken out as well. How come I got into cooking? It was kind of randomly though. I mean, my family was like kind of all about food at our gatherings growing up, so I guess that's where it kind of started. My grandpa was a really good cook. My uncle is a Red Seal chef. So a lot of my life was revolved around food, as well as my mom watching Food Network a lot when I was young. And I just kind of took a chance one day. Instead of wasting time going to college for something I didn't like, I thought, might as well try working in a kitchen. And then here we are, 8 years later. That looks good. With this chicken right now. Stay. I need to check on these veggies. Ooh, nice color on the bottom. See if I can try this piece. Still. Yeah, there is a list of commands that you guys can find if you really want to know how to give. Chicken turned out pretty good. Okay. So I just have some lemon zest and dill chopped up from a previous stream. I'm going to sprinkle that in the veggies for some nice bright flavor. Shut this off. And maybe just a touch more olive oil to coat. And I'll give that a taste. So we're putting the herbs in at the end because otherwise they would burn. So any fresh herbs always get tossed in at the end. Now that's tasting good. Cracked pepper. That and put that to the back. So now should be able to come over here And hopefully flip our rice out now. You love dill, you're from Sweden. I love dill. I mean, I'm half Polish and Ukrainian, so I feel ya, Lidl. I feel ya. Take our lid off. Steamy rice. This is the moment of truth. What we've been waiting for. Might actually try and like scrub around with this just to loosen it up. Oh, I think it's gonna come out. It's gonna look really good. So we're gonna flip that on top. Get this trivet out. Oh. Stuck to the trivet. Ready, guys? Get this out of here. Clear the area. Ooh. How about that? She was worried the whole time. Classic Kate. It looks good. We did it. I'm glad I turned up the heat that little bit though. Because otherwise I don't think it would have turned out the same. I don't know if we can kind of wiggle it over back to the middle. Whoop whoop. Just push that back in. They said if it's stuck to the bottom still after resting, you could just like pile all the crispy bits on top as well. So this is obviously a little bit more difficult to do. But I think it's worth the time because that looks so good. Okay, so now we have our pumpkin seeds to garnish with. You can use like kind of any kind of seed or nut. We did a little bit of chopped up dried apricots. Yeah, that is the worst cheesecake ever. If this was a cheesecake, it definitely would be. Creme brulee. You guys.
I eat all that.
What?
Creme brulee?
If it was creme brulee, Sam, you would eat all of it, he says. Okay, there's that. Guess I should get that more in the frame. And now, because we're being fancy, just a little bit of torn up rose petals, which don't actually have much flavor. They just look good. It needs more foie. You're crazy, Rook. More foie.
Foie gras?
Foie gras.
Foie gras.
If we used a clay pot. Ah, yeah, probably. Probably, Indog. I mean, this was my first time doing it, so we can definitely try it again. Okay, well, that looks freaking good. I'm happy with how it turned out, so I'm just going to take a photo of it by itself. And now we can do a little plate up. Try and cover my purple stained cutting board. Maybe I'll go back this way, actually. I love the way that the turmeric colored the bottom. Nom. Thanks, Lidl. Okay. Stay warm, hopefully. How's our oven? Our oven's still a little bit warm. I'll just put that plate in there. Now our chicken. I took it out of the roasting tray, so you can see how it leaves those little marks. So the skin didn't get crisped up that much. But we still rendered out a little bit of the fat, which I think was important. I'm gonna take the breast off, I think, for presentation. So just cut along the side of the breastbone there. Out of the way. And then I'm also going to cut the wing off as well. Or, you know, just like pull it out. Because that's what happens when chicken is perfectly cooked. Okay, so now we basically just have to peel this off of the breastbone. And yes, this is still really hot. Whew. Got our wishbone here. Throwing us a challenge. So just keep making nice little slices until it's completely off the bone, and you can definitely see that we have a little bit of the knuckle here from the wing. Just trim that out. Feel around for anything else. I think we're good. I'm gonna clean that up. Now I'm just gonna slice it like that. I think I'm just gonna take this. We'll leave the skin on. Doesn't look that pretty, but it tastes really good. The thighs look more like a duck. It's pretty big, hey? Still juicy. We rested it perfectly. Look at that inside piece. Yum. Give it a little squeeze. Okay, let's line that back up. This aside for a sec, because it's plating time. Okay, I'm gonna go in this bowl. Juicy, Big Papa. Love it, Lidl. Oh yeah. And our parsley. Got our little bit of chopped parsley, almost forgot. So I'm gonna do something kind of weird with the hummus. I think I'm gonna swipe it on the side of the bowl. So that you can kind of use it as a dipping spot instead of just putting it in the bottom. Never done this before, but I've seen it done in the restaurants. Like that. And now we'll pile our veggies and chicken in there. And we're gonna leave the rice on the side, I think. So veggies are gonna go in first. We did do a little steam on the beets beforehand, though, just to help them cook faster. There's that. Looking pretty good. I'm gonna have one more taste of this chicken. It's actually seasoned well. Our pomegranate molasses, we'll just do a little sprinkle of parsley over everything. So this is a kind of sweet but really tart syrup made from pomegranates. Really good with Middle Eastern food.
Oh, yeah.
Dog the chef gifting the sub to Lidl. Welcome to the squad, Lidl. I know you've been here for a while though already. But thank you, Dog, for continuing to grow our wonderful community on Twitch. Whoop whoop! This is where we're at, guys. I think I'll do a little bit of parsley on the rice too. The beet hummus reminds you of a Hostess snowball cake. I love it. Okay, one more quick photo for the gram. I'm gonna do this. I don't like how that purple streak is on my cutting board. Cover it up. Now we taste. Heck yeah, that looks so good. Thanks, Nike. Had to make it an even 110, Sammy.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going straight into this rice. It's crisp. You have to cut it with a fork. Get some of the nuts and the apricot on there. The bottom is colored with turmeric. It's almost better than I thought it would be, guys. It's so good. I like how the apricot gives like a little bit of floral and sweet flavor to it. It's really, really nice. I don't really know if you need the pumpkin seeds because the rice is really crunchy on its own. It's super crispy. And then the inside is like really nice and light. So like if you can peel this off, you can see crust that we made. Do you hear me crunching on it? Mmm. I just want to eat crispy rice shards forever. I lied. The pumpkin seeds are really good there. Really good. Okay. Move it over. Drop in some things. Let's try our chicken dish. So get a little bit of everything there. Chicken, a swipe of our hummus, and a piece of cauliflower. Definitely get a good flavor from the za'atar spice that we used on both the veggies and the chicken. See how our beets taste. Our garden beets. If they're gonna be sweet or not. It's actually really good. Still has like just a little bit of bite to it, so it's not mushy. Have one more swipe with just the hummus. That's where it's at. I like the tanginess of the lemon in the hummus and like just the hint of garlic. And it does still have a pretty smooth mouthfeel as well. Hey guys, this turned out so nice. This is back and front, so it's just so beautiful looking. I'm gonna send you guys off. If anyone has a request for a raid. Daily Dashers on? Okay.
This is easy right now.
Okay. Fun. Okay, we're gonna go raid Daily Dasher. Thanks for everything today, guys. Zoom this crazy thing back in. I hope you have a wonderful night and week, because I'm going back to work tomorrow for 4 days. And then I'll be back streaming on Sunday, which is a brunch stream. But it looks like Sunday is actually National Irish Food Day. And I put pork shoulder on the menu. So we're gonna do that instead. And then next week we're also doing Sloppy Joe Day. Homemade Sloppy Joes. We're gonna get the meat grinder out, grind some fresh beef, make our buns, and our spiced tomato sauce. Sounds good. What's up, Sam? Sam says pause. Time for some corned beef. Oh, if only we had the time. We would have had to prep that like 2 weeks ago. No! What's happening, Sammy?
I don't know if he's still going or not.
They went black?
Yeah. Cupid's is driving around.
Okay, gonna go visit Nike. You might know this streamer, Cupins. He does. Yeah, he's a super chill guy. Good vibes. Does like driving around streams.
That's what he's doing right now.
Likes to smoke the dank. Okay.
Dabs.
Sorry, he dabs. Didn't even know. Okay, we're gonna raid Cupin. Thanks so much for the love today, guys. Hope you have a good week. Night, night, Annie. Hope you're feeling better, man. We're going in. Get your onions ready. Bye, vegan gelato. Bye, Indog. Ready? Okay. See you later.